Good evening and welcome to TRUTalk. Tonight, Destiny 2 comes to a close. Well, Season 4, that is. And NASA gets to Mars. Kingdom Hearts 3 has a special DLC on pre-order. I think they kind of missed an opportunity here, and we'll get into that later. PlayStation Classic is using PAL versions for all their games. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Jim doesn't like it. Surprise. I don't like it either. I think it's awful. And
there's a technical reason for it.
Sure. I find very interesting that the Skyrim fans want to immortalize the Skyrim grandma in Elder Scrolls 6. I think it's pretty cool. But let's get into it. Listen. So we did it. Well, NASA did. We got to Mars. The InSight lander has landed. And wait for the cringe, guys. The photos are out of this world.
You're fired.
Good night.
I thought it was beautiful.
Oh, no. And fans are demanding to have the Skyrim grandma enshrined in Elder Scrolls 6. I think this is so cool. I think it's awesome. We'll get into the details later. But Kingdom Hearts 3 has an exclusive Keyblade DLC when you pre-order on Amazon. I think they really missed out here. We'll get into the article a little bit later. But Jim, what do you have for us?
PlayStation Classic is using PAL versions for the games. The digital version of the games are PAL, regardless of what region you're in, which has a very significant impact on the way the games are played. We'll talk about that in a bit. Destiny 2 Season 4 is over and Season 5 is technically here. I got some gripes. We'll talk about it. My level of disappointment is one you would say is not small. But before I get a chance to tell you how I really feel, let's get the grind over to this lady with some questions. TheSmolPanda. So we already went through your introduction last time you were on the show. But go ahead and give everyone a quick reminder, a small one, if you will.
Time out, Jim.
About the way you stream.
I screwed something up. I screwed up your questions. Let me cut that out.
Oh!
Yep. Hey guys, we're not perfect. We miss an edit every once in a while. It's the 3 original questions.
Or while you stream. There you go. There it is. Fine. Tell me now.
All right. Well, I am the Small Panda. I'm the smallest of pandas here, and I'm a TRUgaming affiliate. I stream pretty much anything and everything, but I really like puzzle games and Destiny 2 and Minecraft. I was thinking of the word.
What puzzle games are you into? Like, are we talking like Tetris? Are we talking about something like Bejeweled? Like what Jewel Quest? Like what's your jam?
So there's one that's called The Room. So it was.
Oh, hi, Panda. Oh wait, that's different. Different room. Sorry.
But there's it was originally a mobile game. So there's The Room 2, and then a couple other ones that are still on mobile and not on PC yet. And so they're really interesting because they're intricate, beautiful puzzles, and you have to figure out one thing in order to go to the next thing. And it's just
it's kind of like an escape room thing, but not as intense, or like what?
It's kind of like that, yeah. It's kind of like an escape room. Yeah, where you have to figure out the puzzle in order to proceed. Or the other type of puzzle games I like are Nancy Drew games.
Okay.
I love Nancy Drew.
There's another streamer that I know that streams those almost exclusively.
Is Nancy Drew the murder mystery lady?
Yes.
Yep. Like there's a bunch of those games, and they're a lot of fun to watch, especially if you can comment on them and make fun of everything because the dialogue's kind of stilted. Just saying. You know, and it's funny, like you talk about the puzzle games. It reminds me of the old Sierra Online games without the story, such as it was. So like King's Quest and Quest for Glory and Police Quest and Leisure Suit Larry and Space Quest and other things ending in Quest.
Okay.
But basically they would be like, everything was a get this to do this, and then put this in that, and I'll go over here and then get this and do that. But you take all the like meandering nonsense out of it and just focus on like the puzzles were the most fun. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. I do. Wait, let me check. Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, it'd be fun. So, what obviously it's a pretty wide range of games. Like you got puzzles, you got Destiny 2, and then everything else games apparently. Like what do you struggle to find a consistency with the tone of the stream? What stays constant? What keeps you doing what you do and maintains that tone for you?
Well, I use the word biscuit a lot. So that is the consistent thing in my streams. So the games may change depending on my mood, but the biscuits are always there and I share them.
Give me some context. Use biscuit in a sentence you would use on the stream.
Everything you can't say on this stream gets replaced with biscuit, Jim.
Basically. Basically.
Really?
So, like, if I wanted to say the F word, I'd be like, biscuits. Or if I'm in D2 doing Crucible or Gambit and somebody steals my kill, I usually say, gosh dang biscuit monger, or something like that. It's great. I
My
love
viewership would
biscuits.
plummet.
Every once in a while I do slip. I do slip. Many
Hey,
people
what
can
do you
attest to
say?
that.
The cookie? When you
No.
slip?
It's a cookie. No. I say
Muffins.
I, s- I say I
Sorry,
say
guys.
bad words.
I got a little heated. Muffins. Cranberry muffins.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Triscuits.
Nobody likes
No?
Triscuits.
No. What about
I like
Necco wafers?
Triscuits.
I feel like Necco wafers would be like a stronger swear word than biscuits. Necco wafers.
Then
But
wouldn't
biscuits is so
fruitcake
much.
be the ultimate swear word substitute since nobody likes fruitcake?
Oh,
I can see.
my dad
Yeah, it's
liked
like
it.
fruitcake is like the food swear equivalent of the C word in
Yep.
the Queen's English. I can see that. Yeah, there's your stinger for the beginning of the show right there. Just that. That'd be perfect. We were like, geez, getting
Oh,
serious this
gosh.
time. He just compared fruitcake to that thing.
Yep.
It's
All
very-
right.
So
But speaking of comparisons
yeah.
that don't measure up,
Where are you going with this one, Jim?
Trust me on this. PlayStation Classic is using PAL regardless of what region you're in, and I read that from the intro rather than from the topics in the order they're supposed to go in. So I'm going to start over with my segue completely by letting Joe do it because I screwed it up so bad. That's going to be a fun edit.
No, we're
That's
running
the
this
edit.
one. No, we're running this one raw. You're gonna go with it. Talk to us about PAL. PAL.
Sure. Not. PlayStation Classic is basically flash versions of the PlayStation games on basically a flash drive. You play them on your TV. It's supposed to be just like the NES Classic and the SNES Classic and everything else in between. The concept is a great idea. First fail Sony did was the game selection is questionable to begin with. Now we come to find out they're using the PAL version. Why is that such a big deal, you might ask? Well, it's an issue with the frame rate. The games will literally play slower on an NTSC TV. And in some cases, depending upon the format of your PAL TV, they will also play slower because the refresh rate is literally slower, which means that this whole classic experience that they're selling to people is not the same. It's not congruous. It's not the same thing you had before. On top of the fact that a lot of the games that they didn't pick are the ones people want the most. And it's like strike two for this console that's supposed to be cashing. It should be an easy cash grab. Instead, it's going to be, why aren't these selling? Because we screwed it up. That's what's going to happen in 6 months. You're going to be like on the shelf. You'll be able to get them for $10 in about 6 months. Mark my words. You'll get them for about $10, 20 maybe.
You know, with all the technology out there and all of the solid state and flash memory and stuff like that, you know, they could have just built the replica looking console and put a whole bunch of flash memory on there and not have to, you know, dealt with the PAL format and
yeah, it would have been nothing. Or I'm just going to throw this out there. You make it a universal, region-free, PlayStation Classic with a little switch on the back.
Mhm.
And ESC, pow. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Literally.
Some would say that this is not rocket science.
It is a
Jim missed my transition.
large
He's butchering
problem
my
caused by
transition.
you're right, but it's a large problem caused by a very small thing, small details. Just saying.
It's all good.
It's a stretch, but you know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's not a stretch. It's a small.
It's a small
stretch.
detail. It's a small stretch. Rough night tonight, guys.
Oh,
Rough
man.
night. Bear with us.
With all this stuff here.
Yeah, you know.
Speaking of rocket science.
So, NASA landed on Mars. I missed it. They have a Twitch channel I found. I was so excited. I click on the Twitch channel and I'm like, I'm gonna see Mars landing. Yeah. And instead I see a bunch of guys at NASA hugging each other and high-fiving. And I'm like, biscuits.
But that seems like what half of the job description really is for NASA, right? When you get on a big project, you work your butt off and 23-hour days and all that. Then you send a rocket into space and everybody celebrates, yay, hugs and parties, and then they wait a while it flies somewhere, and then they put it on a video of it doing something that they wanted it to do, and yay, hugs. That's what it feels like every.
So do you think like 30% of their like work training is how to like ethically and properly high five and hug one another, so it's all HR appropriate?
Yeah, I'm sure HR has lots of job security
in this day and age.
Yeah,
in this day and age, I would think.
Yeah, you practice the side hug, right? You don't want to do too much of the front to front hug, because if you get too close and hug too tight, then you make people uncomfortable, and then it gets awkward, and then.
Right. Yeah, I mean, speaking of awkward, I mean, they took pictures of the Mars, and it was, well, that's Mars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what I expected. I half expected a Michael Bay teaser trailer to hop out. I wanted to see Matt Damon. Oh, I can see Matt Damon. I got that movie for free a couple days ago. I'd never seen it, so I can. But no Michael Bay teaser trailers for a movie franchise that I loathe. So we're good there. The pictures were nice. Hopefully we'll see something else. Maybe ice. Some pictures of ice. That's kind of weird. And I'd be like really excited for a picture of ice from NASA.
You know what I would be excited to see though?
What?
Is if somehow the new one took a photo and it just so happened to show Curiosity in the far distance or something.
Oh, so like they meet, so the two.
Yeah.
I got you.
And then it can be like every like sappy love story at the end, where they slowly move together with some music.
Yep.
See, for that to be like a thing for me, it would have to be a picture of Curiosity, and Curiosity is like on a beer break. It's just lounging on a rock drinking beer. What's up?
Can we Photoshop
party,
in?
Pal?
Can you Photoshop in like the old worn brown leather couch and the beer belly?
Oh my gosh.
Someone needs to do that immediately. That should be the cover for this podcast. I'm just saying.
I gotta be honest. It's a really, really big undertaking. It's really, really cool. One of the things, NASA as a whole, your career as a nerd. You're a career nerd when you work at NASA. Let's be honest. Not a lot of nerds have a good sense of humor, although that's changing, right? The whole stereotype of the nerd is evolving. Whoever the nerd at NASA running the Twitter account for NASA Insight is fantastic. I want to read this. It's actually almost as they're trying to make it sound like Insight is talking. And so this Twitter post I actually chuckled when I read it the first time. And it's just, here's what it says. Soaking up the sun with my solar panels. After a long flight and thrilling Mars landing, it feels great to get a good stretch and recharge my batteries. Like, literally. It's just what it's just what I'll need to really start getting in tune with Mars. And then there's a link to the NASA page.
I like that.
So you're telling me that that's your example of a good sense of humor?
As opposed to just some random guy stating just the literal facts. Mars, Insight lands, solar panels, open, recharging batteries. Here's a link to the video.
What? Why not just give the Twitter account login to like one of the engineers, in college kids.
Give it to the
At
intern.
least it'd be like, bro, just treat it like the intro to YouTube. Hey guys, what's going on? Insight Rover coming at you with some pictures of Mars. Whoa! Okay, make sure to hit the like button. It
Or
would
make
be
it a frat boy.
and that would be funny.
I just
Jake Paul works at NASA now.
Oh, geez.
Oh my gosh.
What's up, bro? You have see Insight Rover doing some sick jumps and stuff.
Oh my god. I just think that, with social media, they're trying to maximize and just get some interest and some clicks instead of a boring we landed solar panels blah. I think I was a little amused. I mean, it could have been funnier, of course. They didn't have any biscuits.
Yeah, I think
Rover
would have made it a little bit better.
There was some small humor in it.
Small.
Just
but it's not black and white. The panda. All right. But thinking, speaking of dead landings.
I'm giving you an air high five for that one.
Thank you. PlayStation Classic, not shaping up to be a classic, and it's not anyone's friend, even though it is in the PAL format. 2 for 2.
We're out of here.
So here's the deal. PlayStation Classic is they started out. It was a cool idea. It's trying to piggyback off all the other consoles that have done the same thing, which is great. I think it was a good idea. Then I saw the game list. It was like, nope, noping right out of this one. Don't care at all. Not even a little bit. To make matters worse, we come to find out this week that PlayStation is using the PAL format on all of the games, regardless of where you buy it. And what that means is that it's going to be incompatible with a lot of the refresh rates of a lot of displays being used in the majority of the world. And that means the games are going to run slower, which takes the word classic right out of the equation because they're going to play different, which is not a classic experience. It's dumb. It's dumb. You'll find these in a bargain bin in the US in about 4 to 6 months. And you know what? I'll probably buy one because there used to be these little PlayStation paperweight look things you could get at GameStop. I was like a cute little curio. I'll just get a PlayStation Classic. It's probably heavier.
It'll probably be cheaper than the PlayStation paperweight. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm not sure what else to say about that except that it was a dumb move. It was dumb.
Yeah.
Very dumb.
It's with all the technology out there, it's just one of those concepts where instead of putting all the space in for the disc reader, you have the ability to run flash memory and load it. Have people run either formats and allow it to be expandable in the future. Yeah.
The extra $150 in R&D to ask an intern how to solve the problem, and they'll be put a switch on the back between NTSC and PAL. Or just going to throw this out there. Instead of spending millions on manufacturing, research, development on the whole thing, why don't you just take all of the digital versions of those games, bundle them, and put them on your PlayStation Store for everyone to buy on your PlayStation 4 for a fraction of the price. Higher profit margin, higher sales figures, and you'd sell more PlayStation 4s. You need more reasons to sell more PlayStation 4s this late in the life cycle, especially this close to the holiday. Maybe, because these things are supposed to go for $100, right?
Yep.
So I just saw a Black Friday deal. You can get a PlayStation 4 with a game for $200. I don't understand what they're doing over there. But the thing is, I'm biased against the whole classic console BS to begin with, right? Because I think it's just gross, especially when we've been clamoring for all these old games to come out in formats on things we already have.
I mean, even with the PlayStation Store and Black Friday, they could have made this whole exclusive deal, depending on where you got it from, to where buy the PlayStation 4 or buy this and get access to the store early with all these new classic games, and you're good to go. But speaking of exclusive content, nice and smooth, right? Speaking of exclusive content, Kingdom Hearts 3, right? That's been for the fans of Kingdom Hearts and the fans of Disney and everything like that. This is a big deal. So it's coming out in the near future. I don't quite know the exact release date, but there's a lot of hype around Kingdom Hearts 3. And on Amazon, you can get the exclusive Keyblade pre-order DLC coming to Amazon. And just looking through some of the article, there's an actual physical Keyblade that you can have. I think it's really, really cool. But with Amazon being this big, marketing genius and with some of their sales and some of their rights and stuff like that, and with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which is where it's going to release, having access, it's a shame that Keyblade doesn't come in the box when you buy the special release and doesn't have a USB stick on it for you to load the game and have your Keyblade be more than just the game. Like have the DLC on it, and then once you unlock the DLC, sure, it's in your system, you can download it later, and then now you have a USB stick of a Keyblade, and
I think that's a good idea, but I will say that for all the talk about exclusive stuff at certain retailers being such a bad thing, this is a good one because Amazon is worldwide. No GameStop nonsense. No one from the UK can't get this. Everyone in the world can get this. And it's going to be a great boost, a nice buff, if you will.
Yep.
Amazon's gaming presence, and I feel like that if this does well, I'm all for this. Retailers will begin to move away, but publishers will start to move away from retailers like GameStop and Walmart and these places that are just, I'm sorry, they don't give a flying fig about any of the gamers. Amazon, for all their multi-billion-dollar corporation nonsense, they have some pretty good stuff going on for gamers. They've catered to us for a long time. It's convenient. Makes too much sense. If Amazon started picking up a lot of the exclusive that GameStop was getting here in the States, in game over in the UK was getting, it simplifies the process for everybody. It costs less for everybody and puts some of these shysters out of business. GameStop does not do much positive for the gaming community anymore. I don't want to see physical game stores go away, but I want to see GameStop go away so that mom and pop shops have a chance again.
Right.
And this might be a really strong step in that direction. Well, as far of a fling that might be.
Just to pull it back a little bit, the DLC is not worldwide available. The game, you can get the game on Amazon, but the bonus DLC can be received by anyone in the United States or Canada who pre-orders any version of Kingdom Hearts 3 on Amazon. So, unfortunately,
that's dumb. Never mind. Yep. Forget everything I just said then.
I didn't want to fully cut you off, but you still do get pre-order and purchase any edition of Kingdom Hearts 3 and receive the exclusive DLC. I guess it comes with a keychain. I'm not 100% certain. I never really got into Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to say it's not a bad game, but it never made it into my library of games to really get into.
Me either.
I would want to go back, but playing through 1 and then 2 and probably the remastered, or just starting with the remastered, just at this point in life, I don't have enough time to go through and catch up on an entire series. But I do think it's cool that they're at least giving it a shot. I am glad that the game's not console exclusive to a specific console. It's like not a PS4 or not an Xbox only game. I do hope that it comes out to PC in the future. But they missed it by limiting it to the US and Canada with the pre-order for the DLC. And I really think it would be cool to have the key code to that DLC be on the Keyblade itself, and then you have a cool USB stick for later. We need to just work for some of these big companies as marketing geniuses. We could just.
I gotta be honest. I would settle for just worldwide pre-order exclusive. Right. Like just let Amazon do that for all regions. If that had been it. To me, as cool as your USB stick idea is, I'd settle for everyone being able to get it from one place. I don't think it should be. It cannot be that difficult. It cannot.
No, I think it's. I think that there's just a little bit of. It might have something to do with legality or digital rights or something. I don't know, but it's certainly something that you could make a petition for to get fixed, right?
Speaking of petitions to fix something that it doesn't need fixing. But it's a nice to have.
Oh, no, it's a must have. It's a must have.
okay, we got old people in Destiny too. No one's clamoring to get them in the game. Just saying. But there's this octogenarian player of Skyrim that she's a grandma, and they really want her to be in Elder Scrolls 3. I think this is a really cool idea. I think there should be more stuff like that in games, but Skyrim being what it is, it makes more sense for that particular game. Something smaller in scope like Destiny, it wouldn't. But I think that, when your community rallies around anybody for any reason like this, you've seen stuff like this in WoW, you've seen stuff like this in other games of this nature. I think this is a really cool one. What did you guys think of this?
I'm super excited for this because Skyrim Grandma is freaking amazing. She's on YouTube, so you know, but she's amazing. She's into it. She goes at it, and it's just I think she'd be an amazing NPC to have. Yes, there are old people NPCs in the game. However, there's got to be something that they can make her stick out so that we're just like, let's go find this one, and she's like sticks out like a sore thumb or something, and be
Right.
like, oh look, it's her. I think it's amazing. I think it'd be awesome, and I say that the petition should go through and she should be in it.
There you go. I think it says it all. I mean, um, we're talking about somebody who has been through a lot in their life, and Skyrim kind of helped bring them back from a lot of emotional isolation. And I feel like that alone speaks volumes to what her inclusion in the game could mean. It could be a symbol of, hey, no matter how old you are, you can always play a video game. You can be a part of something greater, part of a community. And, the more options that we have, the more opportunities we have to make that sort of thing happen that bring us all together, I think it's a good thing. I don't see a downside to this at all.
I don't either. I think seeing, I don't know her full story, but knowing how much of an impact she has had to other Skyrim players and all that stuff with her age. I mean, let's be honest. She's coming up on her late 80s. I think she said she'll be 88 when the game comes out, is what she was quoted as saying. So, I mean, what Father Time's undefeated, isn't that the saying? So, this game will be around a lot longer, and so people who have been inspired by her will always have a way of remembering her in something that they can actually either physically hold in their hands through the game case or playing the game, whatever. There's always going to be that connection. And Bethesda has been known for doing very cool social things. We talked about it with the terminally ill young kid who got to play Fallout 76 before it released. They're always there. If Bethesda says no to this, I will be shocked. Like, absolutely shocked.
If only for the cynical reason that it's a great marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. Because there would be people that would buy the game just to see her in it if they don't play the game. Because, like, for example, there are a lot of YouTubers and content creators out there that cover games that their audience doesn't give a flip about. Mm-hmm. They're there for the person. And her story is something that transcends, the game itself. So I feel like might sell a few copies on top of everything else. Not to be that guy, but if you want to look for reasons to say yes, well, they'll make some money at the very least, and make an old lady happy and a lot of other people happy. So,
I mean, I would say it's her destiny to be put into it.
She's a keeper, Jim.
That might be the first time a guest has ever transitioned. I think that might be the first time. That's pretty cool.
And that's no small task.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It didn't work.
We've been grinding these out for a while, playing dead to the entire community, and yet here we are. Ham-fisted remark that I just made was made to get us to Destiny Season 5, which
we're still waiting on.
Technically, no, but technically, yes. Yeah. Season 4 ended at reset this morning. Season 5 officially started today. We had a big 9+ gigabyte patch for the game. A lot of good fixes in there. A lot of great stuff being updated. There's new pinnacle weapon quests for Gambit, for strikes and nightfalls. One weapon for both of those activities to grind through, and of course for Crucible. You can still go after the pinnacle quest you had before. So anything, as long as you picked it up. So like Luna's Howl, which was a season 4 thing, you can still go after it, but you can't pick up that quest anymore. You can, however, pick up the quest for a new weapon. That's the new season 5 thing. So anything pinnacle, any quest you had from season 4 still carry over, and you can push through, which is really cool. I was worried that the Luna's Howl quest would go away, but it did not. So I can get started on that in earnest. But the actual content for the new season technically doesn't really drop until next reset, which takes a bit of the wind out of my sails. That means no power level increase until next day. That means no really new content until then, no new play modes, no nothing. So for me, it feels like, why didn't you just give me another week of season 4 to finish what I was doing? Because I was so close. So close. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Or just give us access to everything on the day that you say the season starts. Now, there's a real reason, a real game development reason this happened. You put in a great big patch. You changed a bunch of different things in the background about how the game works. Give it a week to make sure nothing is totally broken. And they've already got a patch coming out next Tuesday to fix some other stuff that's been going on. Totally cool. But from a player experience perspective, I'm like, dude, I mean, you're going to give me a whole 7 days to start on a couple quests that I'm going to get started on whenever they start. I'm just sitting here. My powerful awards are going to be all 600 this week. They're all wasted opportunities for a good grind. You're like, they could have even raised the soft cap to 620 just for this week, just to give us something to shoot for a little bit. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity. I mean, I know it's really, really picky in the grand scheme of things. In a game, Destiny 1, I had around 3,600 hours in for the totality of 3 years. Destiny 2, barely a year in, I've got over 1,000 hours. I'm pacing for a much, much higher hourly rate of gameplay. So, because most of those 1,000 hours were in the last 6 months, I didn't play as much in the beginning. I feel like still a ton to do. This is a minor thing. 1 week, I can wait. I know I'm being super nerd, but I don't know. I was kind of mad. I was hoping at least the light level increase. I was hoping that would have happened right away.
Well, I mean, nobody likes them dangling the carrot in front of you and not allowing you to get to it. I mean, so I'm with you. I think that they could have they preloaded Forsaken, right? While we were waiting for it to release, they were able to drop it in and allow you to keep doing what you were going to do with other year 1 content before that major launch. And they were allowed to transition there. So I follow your logic that they want a week to get things ready. But I don't follow their logic in locking out season 4. So I'm with you. Extend season 4 a week. Preload season 5 a week before, so you can kind of do some of your verification and stuff like that, some of your balancing stuff like that. I being someone who hasn't gotten into the game recently because of work and other bad scheduling kind of situations, I would have loved to have had one more chance to go, like, oh, quick, season 5 is about to come in. Let me go grab everything that I can and kind of get a couple of pieces here and there. But I don't know. Panda, did you ever get up to 600? I know you were trying to work your way up.
I was really, really close. I think I'm at like 598 or so.
You'll make it this week then.
Yeah, that's
yeah. So I should make it to 600 this week if I play. I haven't played in like a week and a half, and I feel really, really, really bad about that because I want to, but like I've been a little down, so I haven't played as much. But I'm kind of excited, mostly for the Black Armory. I mean, who's not excited for that? Right?
Stupid people.
Well, you know what?
Trolls.
They could eat a biscuit, okay?
They can't. Well, a moldy, stale old biscuit.
Yes.
A small biscuit of mold.
Yes.
A smoly moldy. Okay.
A
But
smoldy.
like, yeah, a smoldy biscuit.
A
You can steal
smoldy.
that. You can take it. I won't claim any royalties off that at all. I mean, it's going to be cool stuff. It was just like a little bit of a bait and switch. I felt like, but you should feel good that like in the Vidoc that they have out there. Which, if you haven't watched the Vidoc, guys, go over to Bungie's YouTube channel and check out what's coming for the entire roadmap for the rest of this year and next. A lot of really cool stuff coming, including bounties from Xur in February or March, I think it is.
Really?
Yeah, they haven't said what they are. Something, and they're coming. There's a ton of stuff coming, and it looks to be they're really doubling down and tripling down on the idea of the pursuits. My favorite quote from the Vidoc is, "Forsaken was intended to be endgame with a campaign, rather than campaign with an endgame. And we're just expanding the end game over and over and over again between now and next September." I'm like, that's what you've always needed to do. I'm sorry it took you almost half a decade to figure that out, but I'm glad you figured it out. So you're giving us more to do. Powerful reward opportunities we have now don't diminish. They just, the light level goes up. It's going to go up 50 every season, which is great. If it doesn't go up until a week after the season officially starts, that's so stupid. Sorry. I just can't get over that. Like, if you're going to tell me the season officially starts, it needs to start. I understand the content not dropping until a week later. I get it. That's fine. But when the mechanics don't start until then, it doesn't start. Don't do that to me. It's dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Dumb, dumb,
See,
dumb, 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 dumb.
my main issue with it is that, yes, they're still trying to figure out some bugs and stuff, but wouldn't it be a better idea to have everything put out so that if there are bugs in anything, they can find them and have people report them?
I think so.
Because
But again,
what if a week from now they drop the next patch and something else is completely bugged? You know, that they had
and,
included. You know.
They have
and I
test
still have
servers in
missed a
other
week
game
of light level.
systems.
What's that?
They have test servers in other. I mean, even PUBG is a test server you can install and play on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They do have Crucible labs where they test new Crucible modes, and that's available to everybody all the time. It's not an optional thing.
Did they put the vault through Crucible Labs? Because that did not go well when it released. That one PvP matchup when you have to try and break into the other team's vault.
Oh, I hate that one.
Oh yeah. No, actually, they did do that. They did lab that out. What they didn't anticipate, they labbed it out, but it was in a because it was in lab, it was like quick play. They didn't have it in competitive. They, shall we say, underestimated the competitive players' ability to grief each other, which was disappointing. And they're retooling. There's currently retooling that more and more. But speaking of crucial modes, Mayhem is coming back as a rotating playlist.
Remind me of Mayhem.
You get your super in about 3 seconds.
Ooh,
was this a
that
D1
sounds
thing?
fun.
This was a D1 thing. It was a D2 thing for a while, and now it's back. Mayhem, basically heavy all the time, heavy spawns at an innumerable rate, and supers come about every 3 seconds.
They need a different NPC to stand where the Iron Banner guy normally is, and he needs to be the biggest, most obnoxious troll to allow you to get into Mayhem, because that sounds
Mayhem's
fantastic.
just think, you know how you have like the center where Iron Banner is, or where Supremacy is, or whatever. It just goes there. Sure. It goes in that rotation. Mayhem has long been the non-Crucible player's way of getting Crucible stuff done for the most part. It is so much fun. It's called Mayhem for a reason. Here's the thing, and here's where it gets funny for me. If you ever watch my stream, you know anything about me. I'm a striker titan. I like my shoulder charge. I like that particular path in Crucible. In PvE and Gambit, I use Thunder Crash, which is the big, I'm a big missile thing. In Mayhem, I would use Thunder Crash because it's a more powerful super. It's a lot more fun. Because things are charging so damn quick, there's no reason for me to rely on my usual insurmountable skull for soldier charge combination when I'm getting really cool stuff happen all the time. So for me, Mayhem is a chance to like let my hair down, so to speak, and just have fun and experiment a lot more than I normally would. So I'm looking forward to seeing it come back. I know there's a lot of members of the clan that really dig on it, like Jill the Ripper over there in the C4DC. Like when Mayhem comes on, take a week off of work and just play Mayhem. She doesn't like PvP, but she loves her Mayhem. She likes Mayhem as much as I like Iron Banner. Should tell you something.
And they're still
speaking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're gonna still keep Iron Banner in the rotation, right?
That's never going away.
It better not.
But speaking of Iron Banner, someone on Reddit had saved some completed bounties, turned them in, new Iron Banner gear out of it. So the loot pools are updated, and I did get some new stuff today. I got a scout rifle that was recycled from year 1 of Destiny 2 with a random roll on it, and it was a 150 rate fire scout rifle, which they're getting buffed next week. Their rate of fire has been too slow for quite a long time, and they're getting that fixed. So I'm interested to see how they feel after that. But I could go on and go on and go on, but I won't because I've burned this topic out. But you have a different podcast topic that you want us to discuss on the show. Email us at TRUTalk@TRUgaming.com or go to our website, TRUgaming.com, and social media links to contact them.
Remember to subscribe to our channels for episodes via YouTube, Twitch, iTunes, Spreaker, SoundCloud, and now Spotify.
We'll be back with TRUTalk and another special guest. I can't even pronounce that. As an animated dude. That guy. We'll have him back soon. Make sure you guys check out the Discord at discord.gg/TRUgaming and tell all your friends about the podcast.
Thanks everyone for tuning in, and say goodnight, Jim.
No.
Panda, it's been great having you on. Thank you so much for jumping right in with us and being one of the team.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It was a lot of fun. Sorry I was a little quiet and stuff. I gotta work on that.
You were less quiet than I thought you would be going in. You did.
Really?
You had your own transition into an article for crying out.
Yeah.
I had wanted. I was hoping to get that in too. So.
You did. Totally did. And you just went right for it. You didn't even wait for your opportunity. You just like, give me that transition, Jim.
She set a bar for all the other future guests.
Yeah.
What?
It's not a very. It's not.
It might be a small
bar. It's a very small bar. Perfect.
Come on, Jim.
No.
You knew that was coming. All right.
I was hoping it wouldn't.
Well, we're out of here. Panda, it's been a lot of fun. Jim, thank you as always for helping out. And we will see everybody next week.
Bye.
Wave your hand small. Small waves. Small.
Small.